Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of LostinTranslationmon. This time we're covering Digimon Ghost Game, episode 36, Labyrinth of Grief. I'm May, and I'm joined by the lovely Quinn.
Hi.
And of course, the equally lovely Chloe.
Hello.
So just some quick news before we get into it. So Digimon Survive came out on Friday. I've been streaming it. I've got a few videos up on YouTube at the moment. Very much enjoying it. I won't talk about it too much because I've got videos for that, but definitely worth picking up because I've been really enjoying it. Apparently people are saying it's a lot like Fire Emblem, which I haven't played, but it's very fun. I'm really enjoying it.
Now I have to buy a video game.
I was just now I might play a Digimon game, and that's a scary prospect. I'll let Quinn be the. I'll run it through the Quinn filter first. Let me know if it's worth playing.
I'd be excited to hear y'all's thoughts on it.
Yeah, we could. I could see doing a special episode on it if we both end up, playing through it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. Because but there's apparently like hundreds of hours of content because there are different like paths you can take and like. Mm-hmm. People can live or die depending on options, like choices that you make. So that's kind of cool.
Well,
and also
I sure haven't
it uses
put 100 hours into a Fire Emblem game in the last month. Not me.
Never.
That's
Not
right.
You. Must be another Quinn.
Uh-huh.
But something else that's fairly cool about it is that other Digimon games, the way your Digimon evolves is kind of dependent on how you train it and what stats it has. In this one, it's determined by the choices you make. So that's kind of cool.
Morality system kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I like. It's something different. It's more like I guess in the anime. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So that's exciting. So that's out. The next bit of news is that the new 02 movie is called Digimon Adventure 02: The Beginning, and acts as sequel to Kazuna. It also features a new character who is voiced by Shinji's Japanese voice actor from Evangelion, which is just, a week ago, I made a tweet about, continually pointing fun at how a lot of scenes of Digimon just look like that somebody watched Evangelion one time, and now we have Shinji's voice actress in Digimon. It's just chef's kiss perfect. So that's exciting. The characters are cool designs. I'm very much looking forward to how this is apparently the beginning, but also comes after the last evolution. So that's exciting.
Yep,
It's the beginning of the rest
exciting
of
is
their
maybe
lives.
not the word I would use.
Yeah, but also so that's basically all the news. Now back to Digimon for this week. So a quick synopsis before we get into our discussion. A building vanishes and the group investigate with members of Ruri's forum, and one by one members of the group disappear. We find out that this is because a Gigasmon is sad because he overheard a movie trailer that said all humans will die and he thought it was real because he's blind and could only hear it and lost context that it was a trailer, and that was his motivation for turning people to stone because he wanted to build their graves. And that's the episode. Now that we're done with our intro, let's discuss our discussions. So what were our highlights for this week?
This was a good episode. I liked it.
Yeah.
I
agree.
The characters.
Yes.
They were cool. I want to see more of them.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I hope the girls come back. Also,
I know.
Yeah, they were cool.
They were excellent. The intro actually got me. I mean, like we all know that I'm a huge baby when it comes to jump scares, but still, even seeing the other statues right after the dude moved his flashlight, it made me jump in my seat. They got me. I'll give them that.
That's good. It's good when it gets here. Like, it got me a little bit too. I liked this episode because it was just the descent. The preview sounded like the descent, and the synopsis made it sound like the descent. But there are two in particular moments where it was increasingly like the descent. The first bit being when they first enter the caves, and just before Gigasmon attacks the first few times, you hear like what sounds like a little girl's laughter. And in the descent, when they first appear in the cave, like the first kind of weird thing that happens is that the main character hears what sounds like a little girl giggling and laughing, and it's very creepy. So that felt like it. The other thing being the monsters in the descent are completely blind. They can only they react to sound, so they can only hear things. And in this episode, we found out the Gigasmon is also, like, a little bit vision impaired to the point that he overheard a trailer.
Saying that, but I don't feel like it mattered. I guess it was just
that... Go ahead.
I guess you can argue it was that he didn't read the thing in the trailer, I guess, but it really didn't seem relevant to the rest of the episode.
I think it was just for the reasoning, for the motivation of, okay, but why did he think that humans were going to die? Well, he saw a trailer, but wouldn't that be obvious that he was watching it on TV?
Just felt like a weird thing to bring up.
Well, it's kind of because moles are blind,
I guess, but
so I guess it was kind of making him sound like a mole, and also it was just straight up like the monsters in The Descent are I blind. So
to the extent to how similar this is to The Descent, I would not be surprised if they just included it as another little nod to The Descent.
I think it is purely there for that, because it's not like we then capitalized on that in any way. We just made a note of saying, he sure is using echolocation.
I mean, frickin' what is his super evolution? Canon Weissman baited him out into the attack by making a big sound.
By throwing the helmet.
So we did the helmet fell off, and that was a different thing. That was how they realized that he was using sound.
Yeah. Gotcha, okay.
But what I was going to say is, despite all the lengths they went to try to make it as clear as possible, somehow it still just completely slipped past me that Gigasmon was actually blind, which led to a lot of confusion for me.
Actually, the way they mentioned it was kind of like, also, it was slightly low light. They mentioned his encyclopedia entry. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if I missed something before that, but...
Nope, because we also were like, what encyclopedia? What are they talking about?
I thought I actually just missed the encyclopedia entry, but then we got it at the end of the episode.
Yep.
And now I just feel like they were not meant to put it at the end of the episode. That felt like a goof.
The encyclopedia, do we normally fourth wall acknowledge the encyclopedia?
No. I think it's usually Angoramon. It's put in a way that Angoramon's saying, hey, that's this Digimon, this is what the Digimon does.
I thought we were just implying that he'd, been reading the encyclopedia.
And I'm now gonna go back and watch the encyclopedia thing, because I didn't think that they mentioned that in there either, unless I missed it.
I don't think they did either, but they definitely mentioned encyclopedia at some point. But in a weird spot.
Is that
I think it's
evidence of Gamamon growing up?
I guess, because I've just now watched it again, and at no point in the after credits encyclopedia entry do they mention the fact that Gigasmon is blind.
Well, then I have no idea why they mentioned the encyclopedia. That part just... Because I'm not sure if I missed something.
The writers can't decide how mature Gamamon is.
is.
Some episodes we have to tell him not to gnaw on other people's electronics when he's hungry, and sometimes he reads the encyclopedia in his spare time,
He sure hasn't learned how to say chocolate yet.
I think in that case he was Battle Gamamon, so that's not too bad.
Well, but he still would have had to have read it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is true. But I did have other highlights.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of highlights. I've said one so far.
I just wanted to say it then because we got sidetracked by maybe I missed something, but it felt weird to reference encyclopedia. But anyway, other highlight is the animation was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was A+.
It's a real shame Gigasmon didn't get to see it.
Yeah. Woof. What are your highlights?
I loved Mask and Crystal Girl, who I later learned was named Nika-chan. She is my human daughter, and I love her.
She's wonderful. I really hope that she joins the team, or at very least shows up some more.
I doubt she will, though.
Her friend with the ombre highlights, pretty
Pio-chan.
Good.
Yep.
There we go. They were both delightful.
But especially, Pio-chan had some super, gay Furuli vibes.
Was so gay.
Mm-hmm. It was very good. I also liked that we did just kind of have some of those fodder characters so that it could actually feel like we had real stakes.
Yeah.
And, it was a nice touch to get rid of the experienced spelunker relatively early on. It was nice. Let's see. I also liked that we actually addressed like the super evolution having a time limit or a limit of some kind. I honestly didn't expect them to. I kind of just expected that off screen they would train so that they could be in that form for as long as they dang ol' wanted to be.
And we definitely will do like that at some point, but we have to.
But we haven't yet.
Have the time limit. Well, we have to have the time limit run out in a very important moment, and then go on a training montage.
Now they've just sort of confirmed that it's a thing.
We have to go find Dad so that he can remove the limiter.
Oh,
he's at a farm.
You're probably right.
Or alternatively, they get a Digivice upgrade.
I mean, yes, that's kind of what I meant.
6 of one, half dozen of the other in that case.
But we gotta go find Dad for that.
I mean, we do know that there's a new version of the Vital Bracelet coming out in November.
I mean, yes, it's an entire anime about product placement. Of course, there was going to be
every series of the anime has product placement. They all have all the Digivices you can buy.
Yes, they do.
This is correct.
This does not make it better.
This isn't something new. Yeah, it's definitely not new though.
No.
But it still shouldn't be.
This is a series about product placement.
Yep.
My last highlight, though, was that it was... Well, I guess I'm not as sure whether or not this is a highlight now, knowing that Gigasmon is blind and just didn't realize that it was a trailer. I thought that Gigasmon was like an eco-terrorist, because he was like, humans have ruined the planet. I'm just gonna,
so I cannot
help
prove
doom
it,
them a little faster.
I guarantee that the original script, or the original pitch for this script was just that, and then we gotta talk about how the world is on fire right now, and how you keep living your life.
My world's on fire. How about yours?
It's all freaking Smash.
It's relatively fine
that the world's
here,
like
but
this.
It all returns to nothing.
It does. It all keeps tumbling down.
You're beating me to the punch. I have a specific joke I was gonna make, and now it just feels. We'll get to it.
It's always Evangelion.
It is, but I was gonna specifically say about how it's always me doing the Ava references, but today it's always you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It'll still be a funny joke. But that covered my list of highlights. Other than that, it was a very The Descent premise, and I liked it.
Yeah, I did like that. Especially because I recently, like in the last month or two, I saw The Descent, so it's kind of still fresh in my mind, so that was exciting.
Oh, it's been like
I've never
decade
seen it,
for
but
me.
I did enjoy this, and I'm trying to think if I had any other specific highlights. Not really. It was pretty good overall, though.
Are we ready to move on to lowlights?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I've already said my encyclopedia one, so do y'all want to start with your lowlights?
Ruri getting iced.
Yeah, that was my other lowlight, but I knew that y'all would also say it.
Yeah.
The fact that Ruli always gets kidnapped.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kiyoshiro also got kidnapped, but I'm glad that Jellymon didn't.
Oh,
but I just wish that,
I apologize. I did have one last highlight that I forgot, which is I appreciate that when Spelunker Man helped up Ruri, he then also helped up Hiro.
That was good.
Good on Spelunker Man.
Yeah, that was nice.
Because, these are children, and they all deserve help.
Yeah.
So, that was good. The Chad Spelunker Man helping both children.
Mm-hmm.
My lowlights basically boiled down to not really understanding Gigasmon's motivations. I'm still a little unsure as to whether he was trying to, preserve them since they can't get reborn, in a weird, twisted notion of living forever sort of thing. Or
he was trying to save them, apparently.
Yeah, well, and then so I thought that it is that, he saw the movie trailer, correctly, surmised that humanity is screwed, but then just figured that nobody was trying to stop it or something. But yeah,
he was crying when he was doing it.
Hmm?
He was, in tears, throughout the whole battle, he was crying.
I guess my initial thought when I saw it was that he was making statues to, make a record of humanity's existence kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, doing marking the existence of humanity, a la, Yui floating in space in Unit 1 for the rest of time.
Here we go.
Yeah, so that's my obligatory make the Ava reference, Chloe, or else May will have to do it again.
Yeah, and I keep on doing it lately. Yeah, I don't really have that many lowlights. I'm just really annoyed that they keep on always kidnapping Ruli.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, kidnap literally anyone else. Just kidnap Hero a few times. Just
Please
a little bit.
kidnap Hero. Please
Yeah.
let Hero get, iced and need to be rescued.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing, too, is that, sure, they'll, give us a Ruli episode every now and then, but, like, the default, if it isn't a Ruli episode, seems to be Ruli gets in trouble, rather than, Ruli is just kind of in the background, or, is just kind of helping, but is not the main focus. It's either she is the hero of the story, or she's, in trouble and needs saving.
Or she's
Whereas
Kairi.
that's not the case for Kiyoshiro most of the time.
Mm.
Yeah, Kiyoshiro, at least much of the time, gets to be, active and participate in
Or
a
just
conversation
on the
about how
sideline,
to... Yeah.
Which isn't to say he never gets in trouble, and actually recently it seems like he's been getting in trouble more. I mean, he literally got killed a few episodes back and had to be resuscitated, but it happens, it feels like, pretty much all the time with Ruli, and it's like only on occasion with Kiyoshiro.
And I just don't care about Hero, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, honestly, so, I mean, I don't hate him. I think he's fine. I prefer him to Adventure Colin Taichi, but
He's just vanilla ice cream.
He is just generic Digimon protagonist, and that's fine. But I just kind of wish that the limelight stealing's not as bad as Adventure Colin with Taichi, but I just wish that he would get kidnapped a little bit more. Like, I wish that he sometimes took a step back, like the times where we've had, like, when we've remembered science existed. I don't know why that's not Kiyoshiro, the smart one, the genius, who points out the science. Why is it always Hero who points out the science?
Just got his ass kicked.
Yeah, I think we've had an episode where we had Gamamon and Hero just, like, hanging out while the other characters got plot or something. Like, I want more of that. Just have them, like, oh, Gamamon can't join in because he and Hero are, like, out camping at a picnic or something, and they're just having a good time.
They're out training their super evolution duration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I would love, like, a training arc for Hero and Gamamon to have a training arc, but it's an off-camera training arc.
Oh, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be on screen. Come on.
No, I mean, not completely off-camera. Like, maybe we get, like, a few clips of them just, I don't know, doing some punch bags or, like, climbing up some stairs. Yeah, but they have, like, a few clips in each episode. But they're off training while we have, like, the other characters doing things. Like, I think I want that, but I don't think it would happen.
It
would be nice, but I'd
just like to see an episode where Gamamon does the evolution and just gets his ass handed to him, and then Ruri has to step up and save the day. Please.
Well, but see, that'll never happen because anytime he actually gets his ass handed to him, he's just gonna turn into, Gulus Gamamon and freak out.
Yeah.
I know. I just wish
they made him too strong.
Yeah.
He just has the crest of protagonism, and it bugs me.
Yeah,
That's
Digimon does do that with their protagonists.
Don't take that from me.
Do we have any other lowlights?
Did Gigasmon... So, I still don't get the whole make them stone. Are they still alive inside the stone? They sure won't be for long,
So it's really unclear, and also, like, people were stuck that way for days, and he brought them back, so was he just trying to make sure was he just trying to run around the apocalypse? I'll keep him in stasis for a month, because I've got some cryo companies that will be glad to hire him.
Mm-hmm. It just, I wasn't sure if this was I'm saving some of you, or like I'm saving a record of some of you sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was hard to tell whether he was doing it out of actual, like, I don't know, sympathy for people, I guess. I guess the intention certainly was, given all the crying, but dude certainly didn't give it pretty much any thought, if that is the case.
Yeah. I'll list it as a lowlight. I sort of touched on it earlier, but I definitely wanted there to just, a Digimon just saw a news report about climate change and how, we're all kind of screwed over the next couple of decades, and, talk to kids about how, you're gonna need to deal with that at some point.
Well, we can't do that because then they're going to ask, why do we have to deal with that? And then people are going to have to answer, because we didn't want to, and we,
Yeah.
That would be admitting that someone has done something wrong at some point, and we're, as a species, not very good at that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so I guess that's my big low light is I enjoyed what they had, but God, Gigasmon, if you'd gotten 90 seconds to give a more nuanced motivation, could have really sold me.
Yeah, if they leaned into the eco-terrorist a bit more rather than just blind and misunderstood a movie trailer, I think that would have been a lot better.
People forget that Cloud is an eco-terrorist, and also just every gamer's secret fantasy. I guess I forgot how to end that sentence.
Oh no. Should I worry, Quinn?
I was thinking of Gamer Bro Men.
You're gonna ask me to buy a Cloud cosplay? You better not.
And,
but yeah, that basically covers my lowlights. Oh?
Very,
I haven't
very
played
famously.
Final Fantasy VII.
I'll send you the remake, but...
Fair enough. At any rate, that was all for my lowlights.
Yeah, I don't really have any... I'm just... Yeah, more about the really things still kind of starting to annoy me.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so we're all done for lowlights, ready to move on to favourite character?
Mm-hmm.
My favourite character was Jellymon because she didn't die. Like, she didn't get, kidnapped at all. And that's enough to really resonate as a good character. And also, I just really like Jellymon. It's been a while since I picked her.
That's fair.
I just like Jellymon. And Chloe, what about yours?
Nico-chan, hands down. Crystal and Mask Girl. She was incredible, and I'm sad that she didn't get any other importance after being taken. They just got just shy of 3 seconds at the end of the episode to show that, hey, all the friends who joined us are okay again. But she was so good, and I know she won't, but I really hope she joins the team because she seems super into the whole let's Scooby-Doo the mystery, we're basically is the entire premise of this series. So I really hope she comes back. She'd be a great fit, and she was excellent.
I hope so too. She had a great design, too great just to ignore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that is the only thing that's giving me hope, and I know that it's foolish because I'm just going to have my heart broken when she never exists again. Because we sure haven't seen anything of the dude from the Ayatarmon episode, so...
Yeah.
We haven't even seen Birdman again. I miss Birdman.
I don't think we're seeing Birdman again.
No.
He got a name. He had a name in the synopsis. His name is Daigo. Yeah, he didn't.
Okay.
He got a name.
I didn't realize he'd gotten a name. But anyway, yeah, my favorite character, Nico-chan, hands down. Although admittedly,
100%, yeah.
Hyochin is a close second.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised they designed them. You're giving it to the other one?
Hyochin.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Ombre, and also I think that they should both get a favorite character slot.
That's valid.
That is completely fair. As I was saying, their designs are too good just to have as one-off characters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
They seem to have more personality than a lot of characters in Adventure Caller, and probably more than Hero.
Yep. 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which I want to see more of that. For episode rating, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. It was originally a 3, but then I was like, no. And then the more I talk about it, I think I like this episode more and more. So I might have to change my ranking even, because after talking about it, I'm just like, this episode is better than is better than after I finished it, I liked it, but then after talking about it, I like it even more. It's one of those episodes where I watched it, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a good episode. And then as I talk about it, as I think about it, I end up liking it more. So I think I'm going to hear your thoughts and your ratings, and then I'm probably going to change my 3.5. So Chloe, what are you rating it out of 5?
I am giving it a full 5 out of 5. Which may come as a surprise given how much I griped about it, but I thought it was really good. It suffered from the ghost game problem, which is something that I'm not going to hold against it too much because every episode suffers from it pretty much. It's just the first 90% of the episode is fantastic, and then they just kind of fall on their face for the last 10%. Which,
I felt like it suffered from the ghost game problem less than previous episodes.
There's certainly been worse cases. Yeah.
It's been a while since we actually had just a straight misunderstanding, and I liked it. It felt like it was a reasonable understanding, and it also tied into the fact that it was blind, and that was just the Descent reference. So I actually think that it suffered from the ghost game problem a lot less than other episodes. I felt like it was actually paced fairly well.
Yeah, I would largely agree. I do still think, though, that they're I don't really like the "it was just a misunderstanding" endings all that much. So I would have rather it have not been, and it had just been, a Digimon that likes eating people to be even more of a Descent reference. But it is true that it's been a while since we had just a straight up misunderstanding. So
Wait, I just realized you are from America. I know it's taken me that long to realize. No, America got a different ending to the Descent, which
Oh, I read about
did
both
you?
of them, I think.
Yeah, because we had the extended, apparently darker ending that we watched, and we found out that the American one ended like 5 minutes earlier or something.
Yes, I think I did. So, I saw it once when my sister had some friends over and they were doing like a horror movie girls' night.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we got a DVD that had the extended ending
Right.
on it, I think. Because the Descent spoilers,
like
warning.
No, just don't. There's kind of like a jump. Yeah, just you may as well not, because I really want people to watch it, and
Okay.
I don't want them to to know the ending. But there's a point where it stops.
Yeah.
But there's also a sequel, which continues after the events of the extended ending. But I haven't seen the sequel yet.
I can't remember. I feel like I might have. I don't really watch many horror movies, so it's weird to think. It's weird to feel like, oh, I've probably seen that if I haven't. Anyway, yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5. I really liked it. Even though there were some things that could be better, it was pretty good, and it had me on the ropes for much of the episode. It was a good one.
Yeah. And Quinn?
I actually also ended up giving it a 5, and I'm putting it in, I believe I said 7th place.
7th place? I need to work out where I'm putting mine in, because I'm trying to work out what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it... Oh, I've given far too many 4s. What's wrong with me? I need to be stopped. I gave... I have given entirely too many 5s.
Yes, you have.
I want to give it a 5 now, but I don't want to give another 5, because I feel like then I'm just giving everything a 5. This is hard. I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a 5. Okay, I'm just going to give every episode that even is part. I can't believe it went from a 3 to a 5.
We talked you up to a 5.
Yeah, I mean, I talked myself up to the 5 because
it was a group effort. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an episode that just kept on being enjoyable, and that means it's got the full 15 out of 15 points, which I don't think has actually happened that often. Let me see, 15 episode 5 got full 15, episode 13 got full 15, 20. So yeah, it's near the top. What do we give episode?
The one with the creepy girl with the dolls didn't get full 15s from everyone.
Apparently not. That was Quinn. Wait, no, hang on. No, that was me. I'm the terrible person. I didn't give that a 5. I'm a naughty. I've also got to work out where I put. Yeah, I can't believe that was a good episode. What was my problem with it? What was my issue with it? Why did I not give it?
Don't remember. That might have been one that we recorded separately.
No, that one we did record together because I remember we had the discussion about the teacher.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
I do not remember what your issue was with it then, but...
Yeah, I can't even remember my issue with it, but I remember...
it might have just been I've given too many 5s.
That might have been,
yeah.
Actually, now I remember. I think I was
like, oh, come on, at the time.
That was... Yeah,
See,
that was...
You do just give too many 5s.
Apparently, I gave so many 5s, it actually influenced the ranking of Bad Friend, which should have gotten more than that. But anyway, in terms of where we're putting this in relation to the other 5s, we've got episode 13, Executioner, episode 21, The Spider's Lure, episode 5, Divine Anger, and episode 20, The Prison of Fire. Was The Prison of Fire a 5 out of 5? Apparently, yes.
I quite liked it.
Yeah, because it went kind of went dark. That was cool.
Yeah, it was the one where we first got the humans don't come back as Digitama.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I was
so where are we putting
very excited, thinking we were going to talk about death again, but we did not.
I hope we do.
Anyway, I think I would put this one Were those in order when you read them off there at the website?
Yeah, 13, 21, 5, 20. So 20 is at the bottom of our 5s.
Oh.
Our 15s, rather.
I mean, I think I like this one a little bit less than, what was the episode we were just talking about? Sorry?
2020, the Prison of Fire.
Yes, I think I like this one a little bit less than that.
Yeah, I'm going to say me too. So we're putting it in 5th place then?
Sure.
Works for me.
Okie dokie, so it's in 5th place, so our top 5, episode 13, Execution, episode 21, The Spider's Lure, episode 5, Divine Anger, episode 20, The Prison of Fire, and then episode 36, The Labyrinth of Grief. So, Quinn, you already said you're putting yours in 7th place. I'm putting it in 12th place. So that's underneath episode 33, Whispers of the Dead, and above episode 30, Bad Friend, which apparently only gave a 4.5 to because I gave too many 5s. So, sorry, Bad Friend. That was still a good episode, though. Very creepy.
I think my favorite one
Chloe,
so far.
yeah, it was pretty good.
It's a tough choice because even though I literally just said I think I liked it a little less than The Prison of Fire, because it's a subjective decision every week. I actually wrote down I'm putting it in position 4 because I thought I liked it more than The Fortune Teller's Manor. But apparently, previously, I thought that I liked The Fortune Teller's Manor significantly more than The Prison of Fire. So anyway, I'm putting it in 4th place, I guess, because that's what I have written down.
4th place?
But it's with an asterisk of, all of the 5s are roughly tied with a couple notable exceptions.
Yeah, except for my 5s, which are apparently just all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue is I give too many 4s and 3s, and then so if anything's better than that, I just gave it a 5 by default.
You like Digimon too much.
I just really like Digimon. I like Ghost Game. Ghost Game is definitely doing some things. Like, it's definitely enjoyable.
I feel like there have been occasions where it's like the episode was meh, but there's one particular Digimon that shows up for like 10 seconds, and that's what puts it over the threshold for you into a 5.
I'm called out. You have called me out. I've never been more called out in my entire life. Like, you're right. That's the type of reactionary stereotype that puts people into little boxes. But you did pick the right box, I will admit. Like that's the right box for me in this situation. I do like Digimon, that is true. But yeah, I'm enjoying Ghost Game. So yeah, that's our ranking and rating and everything. Do we have any miscellaneous thoughts?
Yeah, I noticed that they changed Gulus's appearance in the intro, and they also had a different group shot from what I remember at the end of the song.
Yeah, they updated it, and they have like a group shot with all their evolutions from child, adult, and perfect, except for Gulus Gamamon, who got like an updated animation part in the intro.
Yeah, so I thought that was neat.
Was pretty cool.
And I was surprised that I noticed it, if I'm being honest.
I was looking out for it. The only reason I noticed is because otherwise I kind of just, maybe I'm still preparing my notes during the intro, but I was looking out for it because I know that they would update it with Lamormon because he was from the last episode. So I was kind of just waiting to see what that animation looked like. So that's the only reason I noticed that they updated it. Also, I just reminded myself, but I'm wondering if because they want to have weaker Digimon appear, but because we have all 3 of them with the ability to evolve to perfect level, I'm wondering if that's why they keep on, like, having another character incapacitated or kidnapped or unable to do anything for some reason. Like, I feel like I'm worried that that's something that's going to start annoying me.
Yeah, if so, that's just bad planning on their part.
Yeah, like, I guess they want to put in these Digimon that maybe we haven't seen too much.
Do you know that they want to?
They said that about the Vital Bracelet. They were going to originally have the Digimon appearing on the Vital Bracelet being all new Digimon, but then they realized that there were already like, over 1,000 Digimon designs, and some of them have barely been seen, so they wanted to give more attention to the Digimon designs that they have already. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ghost Game is doing the same sort of thing. So I get that kind of feel like
often tie that closely to the the merch tie-in.
With the Digivices and stuff.
Yeah.
Usually it goes anime and then toys.
Right.
In the case of the Vital Bracelet came out in March of last year, so 2021. The Vital Bracelet came first, and then they made the anime with the Digivice being the Vital Bracelet. So
Which is also
it's just a little bit different.
Kind of how the series started.
But the Vital Bracelet now is, like, it's not just Digimon now. Like, the new Vital Bracelet that's coming out in November will have My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, Tokyo Revengers. I think that might. I think there might be Jujutsu Kaisen as well. Wouldn't be surprised. That's huge at the moment. And they will also be available on the Vital Bracelet, which is kind of funny. And previously, the Vital Bracelet has had tie-ins with Metabots, Kamen Rider, and Ultraman. So it's funny that
watch like a subtitled version of Metabots. Does that exist?
I don't know. I wish it did.
If this exists, please tell me, because I have no idea where to find it, and I would like to maybe watch this thing I saw some of as a kid.
What is this? Sorry, I'm not familiar, I think.
It's kind of like you get it's like
what was it called again?
Angelic Layer? Metabots.
Yeah, what if Angelic Layer were for boys and straight
Shonen.
And not nearly as good?
Oh.
But you can also customize them by putting little different medals in your watch. And you buy these medals, so it's kind of like a cross between like a card game and Angelic Layer. It's pretty good. I liked it.
It's pretty Beyblade.
I guess kind of.
It's kind of Beyblade.
It was very much the sort of genre of kids anime, which was like half shonen, half commercial to buy merchandise.
I mean, we're watching Digimon.
Yes.
It's the Monster
shonen,
Rancher.
If anything, it's like
to
75% ad.
I guess in the Monster Rancher equivalent of Digimon, we've got Metabots to Beyblade now. Yeah. I think that analogy works.
Yeah, and they're also like human-sized robots. They're not like tiny, as in the case of Angelic Layer, and they're not like giant in the case of Gundam or Evangelion. There we go. There's another one.
Kind of like what if you could take off Agumon's arm and give him a better arm?
Yeah. So it's like what if
they are sentient robots with personalities and such.
Of course they are.
Yeah, and everyone's got like a unique one, even though they all go to the shop and buy them. Like I liked it as a kid, but I can't really remember much of it. I remember playing the web-based game of it where you could also
good, but it was kind of interesting when I was a kid, and I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of it. But
I was the age where everything's good. Everything that you're watching in front of your face is good because I was that age.
Yeah.
So
how old are you?
I'm still that age. Yeah, 29. Still enjoying things that they're in front of me.
You have not finished being that age.
Yay! Oh, I like watching TV shows.
Childlike wonder.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love childlike wonder. I feel like that's the best way to continue on as an adult. It's just like look at things like you're an adult, like like an adult child, basically.
But like in a good way.
In a good way. Like I'm just consistently just enjoying things. But anyway, so any other miscellaneous thoughts other than Metabots?
I think I mentioned it before, but I think it also warrants mentioning again. I wish the writers could decide on like a maturity level for Gammamon. I think I might have brought it up either in the highlights or lowlights. I can't really remember, but like it just. Especially with the, like, you know, Battle Gammamon just casually referencing the encyclopedia this episode. Like...
That was random.
It just weirded me out, because, like, you know...
Sure definitely couldn't have been a Kiyashiro line.
Yeah, and... Yeah. And, like, we had to talk about, you know, hey, don't chew on people's phones, and now he apparently reads the encyclopedia in his spare time. You know, like Gammamon, famously well-read and bookish, just reads the encyclopedia in his spare time so that his adult level can reference that when he needs to.
Well, yeah, that's his evolution. It's bookish Gammamon.
God.
Thank you. I appreciate the laughter at that one. It did not deserve it, but I appreciate it.
That's totally out of...
Yeah.
Professor Agumon sure is a Digimon that exists.
Really?
Oh yeah, Agumon Hakase. And then there's his assistant, the Terriermon.
Digimon?
Yeah, it's his Agumon Hakase. He's got a little, like, he's got little, like, glasses and he's got, like, a little lab coat and...
God damn it, Digimon.
There's also, it gets better. There's also Nisei Agumon Hakase, which is, Nisei meaning, like, fake. It's like a purple Agumon with a black lab coat on.
Why?
There are so many Agumon variants.
Digimon, why are you like this?
It's just I think they just get bored and like, hey, what if Agumon, but also adjective?
Agumon or more Xehanorts? Someone tell me.
Ooh, that's a good question.
There are a lot of Agumon.
I don't know enough about Kingdom Hearts other than that it's stupid. So I feel like it could be a question that doesn't have an easy answer.
And there are a lot of Agumon.
And yes, it is probably going to be... well, it depends on how you define. So, we'll see. People, please write in. Please, this will entertain me so much.
Yeah, do past versions from an alternate universe count as a different person? A different form?
That is true. But also, there are a lot of, like, different... Like, just imagine, like, a colour or, like, an adjective or something, and just add Agumon to it, and then you've got the Agumon variants. So, I'm just seeing if there's, like, a straight number about how many Agumon there are. But there are also multiple toy Agumon, which is Agumon, but as a Lego.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
There's regular
Legos
so,
black.
Quinn?
No, there's also Clear Agumon, who is a toy Agumon, but yeah, but it's just called Clear Agumon, not to be confused with regular Agumon or toy Agumon. So that's funny, but
fantastic.
This franchise.
There's at least 10, and yeah, some of them are just like one's just a snow Agumon. The difference is he's white.
It's a little racist.
There's
but
Agumon.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not Snow May, I'm just regular May. I'm just very, very pale. But in any case, so yeah, lots of Agumons. My Agumon is invalid. Okay, so now that we're done discussing the discussions, let's move on to pondering predictions and Postmon Pat. So first up for Postmon Pat, we have JCMon05 saying that Werewolf was a big step up from the previous episode. Lemormon, which literally translates to the Deathmon, which is very cool, looks like he could be very interesting. Really could barely control him. If he and Gulas Gammon ever clash, the series could go in a very dark direction, which could be amazing. It'll be a missed opportunity otherwise. And yeah, totally agree. I would love to see something dark go on there. I like that.
Big Sam.
Yeah. Next we have Narumi, who says they liked the episode a lot, but the ending of the battle was abrupt. They understand that the kids don't have the will to kill the Digimon of the week, and that is why I really asked the Mormon to stop. Also, I thought it was really who asked him to stop, but some people corrected me. Last week, it wasn't really, it was actually Darkmon that said stop.
Really?
Apparently. No, not really. Darkmon. Get it? I'm making bad jokes this week, I'm sorry.
Really? I see what you did
really?
there. Okay,
Really? Yeah.
Are you?
No, Darkmon.
Okay.
If you say so.
It doesn't really matter, but I could have sworn it was really.
I thought it was too, but I think it just cut to really because she was reacting to Darkmon appearing or something. But apparently it was Darkmon. But in any case, they continue to say they hope that they are put in a situation that they will have no other choice but to kill the Digimon, like the Digitamon episode. And yeah, I hope so too. It's been so long since we had a misunderstanding episode in this episode that I'm fine with it, but I would like to just see more of just like, hey, this Digimon is just evil, wants to eat people, we can't really reason with that, and it's not just like, oh, whoopsie, humans don't like to be vored, my bad.
Yeah.
Like, I want them to actually, like, I'm not bloodthirsty, I don't want, like, gore in every episode, but we need to, like, sometimes kill Digimon a little bit more than we have in this series.
Give us another Digitamon where they just like to eat people. And as an extra bonus, whatever the other one is will probably have a better name than Digitamamon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is just like, hey, what do we call this egg Digimon? How about Digi-Egg Digimon? Yep, that's cool. Yep. But, yeah, so... then they say that they hope Lemormon is a hard Digimon to tame and to Angoramon to get into control of. So yeah, I also like that there's some sort of wild aspect to that. Like I do like when Digimon do go a little bit more bestial when they evolve. Like sometimes they just grow up into an adult who is mature, like who can form full sentences. Like Patamon is baby evolves into Angel Twinkmon. That's cool and all, but I also like it when characters go from like, oh, there's a cute little puppy, like Terriermon, into, oh no, who gave that dog a gun? That's a bad idea. Don't give terriers guns, especially when they're on their hands and they're crazy. Big fan of that.
Now.
Mm-hmm.
He's got pants now, and also machine guns on his arms. Like, I feel like, I don't know why. Like, if my dog suddenly changed and one had pants, but also his paws had little guns on them. I know what I'm pointing out first. It's not the fact he's wearing pants. I'd be like, oh, Langley's got machine guns now. That's different.
Remember
I would not be pointing out the pants.
The time Terriermon was just straight up gonna shoot Ruki in the head.
Yeah, that was. I kind of wish they kept that. Oh, so Galgamon is Terriermon's evolution.
Yeah.
Goes kind of crazy in a parking lot, and then because he's crazy, is about to shoot Ruki.
Oh,
it's great.
Maybe I do vaguely remember that. Okay.
You did see the.
They cut it in the dub.
Yeah. Okay.
But they kept the rampage, but they cut when
there's just
Ruki
a gun
is about to get
pointing
shot.
at her face from 2 inches away.
Mm.
Yeah. So which is scary, but yeah, I do like that aspect
And
of
nowadays,
when
we teach children about that in school.
woof.
Surprise to freedom,
Not here,
baby.
we don't. Not here we don't, which is good. But yeah. Woof. Anyway, so yeah, that's I do like that dynamic. Next we have Andrew, who says that they loved the last episode, gave them when they cry vibes, so Higurashi, and totally agree with that. I'm getting a lot of Higurashi vibes a lot. Last week's episode of Ghost Game gave me Higurashi vibes. Survive kind of gives me Higurashi vibes in the fact that there's some creepy scariness going on. There was a moment that did give me a fright in Survive. I just keep on talking about Survive. I'm sorry. I'll move on. They say that one thing is confusing, and they're wondering if they'll ever get an answer about it, is that when they mention that the beast ate the legend, they're not sure what they mean there. Maybe it's eating the digital, references of the information, like a CD or a movie or some online website about it. I think it might just be an online folktale website, like a creepypasta website. What if a Digimon just found the no sleep subreddit, or a creepypasta, or the SCP archives or something, and then started eating it, which is it's pretty interesting idea that what if
no.
a Digimon just ate
Digimon eats OANN.
Oh no.
I guess it would just pop out Microsoft Tag.
I don't know what
next
talking about.
It's okay.
It's probably for the best.
It's okay.
Honestly.
It is.
Then Andrew continues to say that they kind of forget about the ghost for sake of the plot. They're in an old town, but they bet most people will be scared if they see the Triceratop. Again, the show's got some horror story, which is nice. Yeah, I do like the horror story aspect, especially this week. This was good. And then KG James comes out swinging with, they wanted Lamormon to eat grandma, and I'm like, cool. We are forgetting about the grandma who just hey, I think my granddaughter should be sacrificed to the monsters.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Straight up.
She was terrible.
Yeah.
We don't usually do least favorite character, but she's high in the running for the entire series so far.
Yeah. I still don't understand how she didn't die when she got blasted by the
I don't know. She should have died.
Yeah.
Next we have Lazy Croconaw, who says the episode was pretty good. They love that Lamormon is more violent than normal Angoramon, but still keeps the wish to protect Ruli being a bit out of control, but not too much since it listens to Ruli or listens to Darkmon or what have you. And then they say next week they don't know horror movies because big baby cowards, so I don't know what to expect. Well, yeah, if just imagine this week's episode, but with actual horror movie violence and horror movie
jump scares and
general jump scares and fear. So it's just straight up just this episode, which is good. I enjoyed. I really want to get Brady to watch this episode because I wanted him to watch and he was kind of not interested. But if I can actually say that it's a good episode, he might actually watch it. And this will be the first episode of Ghost Game he watches because he watched The Descent with me. So I would love to hear his thoughts on this episode, and I'm always trying to get him. I'm always trying to get him to watch Digimon with me. So maybe this is a good moment. That or the Agitaramon episode. But
a good one.
So yeah, so that
I'll also throw in the Bad Friends episode 1.
Yeah, or the Digitamon episode.
Well, yeah.
Anything that. Any of the the more creepy, scarier ones that had that felt at least they had stakes. But yeah, so lastly we have Garuchu VA, who says that they knew it was finally happening as soon as they saw the preview. There was Toei released a preview of all the perfect levels a week prior to the Lamormon debuting, which is thanks Toei. But yeah, and then they say that we've all got one stage to go. But is if we get mega forms for them, because we didn't have any of them having unique mega forms from the dim cards that we had. But we do know that the new Vital Bracelet BE will have a Gamamon dim card at least. And I'm not sure if that one will continue on with a new mega form. But still, we actually don't know if there are mega forms for these characters or not. But if we do, we'll get it. So that was it for Postmon. Pat, what are our thoughts on the series so far?
Just the usual great first 90%, kind of fumble the last 10%, but we've rehashed that so many times now that it only warrants just mentioning as the, gotta say it.
Episode could definitely have been better, and we certainly talked about how, but, as Ghost Game episodes go, this was pretty solid.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of... Yeah, I'm still kind of worried about something I mentioned earlier, and that's if, we keep on having to sort of shoo away the characters when, a weaker Digimon shows up.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't just all go to perfect and then just, there's no stakes, there's no, anything. I'm kind of worried about that. Like, what if each episode, because we have a slightly weaker Digimon as the Mon of the Week, what if we have to just have two characters go missing or get kidnapped or unable to fight for some reason, and then the one character gets to shine, and it's usually Hero. I'm just kind of worried about that.
Yeah, I don't hate it inherently, I think. If they're able to come up with, creative and reasonable ways for other, partner Digimon to be incapacitated for whatever reason, then I don't think I mind that. But
yeah,
I'm sure they won't be able to do that every time either.
Mm.
If it's because the weaker Digimon is just real crafty and is, playing things smart, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. But if it's, Jellymon just kind of wandered away from the group for no reason and got iced, then I'm less into that.
If we're gonna keep randomly icing, I wish we would, take out, a Digimon and partner and have to go back to that whole thing where it turns out Digimon can work with other humans or whatever. Explore that. Make Jellymon have to work with Hero or somebody and, put up with them. Dude, expand your characters slightly. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sure was something that happened once.
Yep.
And I remember at the time everyone talking about, oh my god, this is huge. I really hope they do more with this, and it's happened once.
It sure has happened once.
I mean, I still have faith that the show can, show something and then show it again.
At some point. It's been 30 episodes or something?
I don't think it's been that. Well, it's probably
not
close.
that long, but it's been at least 20.
Oh, it's getting close, to 30 episodes at least, because this is episode 36, and I want to say that episode was episode
17.
8. It was 7. Okay, I was off by a bit. Yeah, you're right. It is
close
17.
To 20 episodes.
Yeah, 20 episodes. But still, that is a lot since we touched on that. Do we have any other thoughts about the series so far? I'm still hopeful. I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah.
Where's Hero's dad? But I've beaten that horse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That horse is almost just like the Adventure Kids being in a movie.
That horse is nearly as dead as Hero's dad.
Woof.
Excellent.
Anyway, so next week's episode looks absolutely horrifying, by the way. It's called
Sure
Herd of the Dead, and then it looks like we're not even, there's something that's making just normal animals be zombies, and also skeletons.
It's the
It looks terrifying.
Stuff. It's the mold. It's
we're doing
angel that corrupts the Avas when they're doing the test in the.
Here we go.
It's the forgetting the name of the freaking chamber that they were doing the test in. It'll come to me in 20 minutes.
Oh, is it? No, it's not the Geofront, is it? No,
I mean,
that's the whole
was
thing.
in the Geofront, but it was a specific containment unit or whatever that they were
Yeah, no, I remember.
It's where...
Yeah, the breach the... Oh, it is the breach... It breached... This is going to keep me up all night.
I'm sorry.
It's underneath the Geofront, yeah?
Yeah, it's in the nerve facilities. They were doing a test with the Avas where they had them wired up to simulators or something. And the kids were in the plug suits. Or maybe the kids were...
Terminal Dogma!
No, it wasn't Terminal Dogma. It was not Terminal Dogma.
It's not Terminal Dogma?
No. Keep talking and I'll look it up.
I have nothing else. I'm nothing else to say. Are you sure it's not Terminal Dogma?
Yes, I'm positive.
Is it where Lilith is?
No.
Oh, this whole time I thought we were talking about that. You're talking
No,
about
I'm talking specifically about the episode where it's like a little living microorganism that self-assembles into a computer, and then Ritsuko has to like convince it to commit evolutionary suicide.
Yeah,
it's Ritsuko's mum.
It's not Ritsuko's mom.
In the computer.
It is. It's what she built. Yeah,
no, I'm talking about the angel.
Well, yes, but we were talking about which episode that is. We were still getting to that.
The Magi.
We talk about the Magi, but we don't meet Ritsuko's mom that episode. This is the Ava podcast now.
Yeah, but Ritsuko says that her mom
her mom
the
is
different
planted in
personalities.
We are just establishing that we were all three talking about the same episode, but the angel from that episode.
Cool.
Alrighty, well,
we're talking about anyway. So we're talking about we're not talking about Digimon. That's what we're not. That's what we're talking about. But
so I think we were ending this episode.
Yeah, we were. But episode 37 looks horrifying, and it's not the Evangelion podcast at the moment.
Do not eat Digimon.
Sound at the end of the world, we shouted, and this podcast, it's not an Evangelion podcast. It's not sound only, the Evangelion podcast. At the moment, at least. We're not doing Evangelion, except Digimon always does. Alright everyone, so thanks for listening, and you can join us next week for episode 37, Herd of the Dead. The link dumps the description, so is our Redbubble, and so are the various ways to contact us and stay updated, such as sending us spam to LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or, and this is how you can get your comments read out on the show, comment on this episode on our website, which is LostinTranslationmon.com, or on this episode on YouTube. You can follow us at TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on Lost in Translation on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and of course on YouTube. I'm at Digimon_hero on TikTok, where I keep on making Evangelion and Digimon related TikToks. Apparently that's just what I do. And I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/translationmon. I've been doing Digimon Survive lately because of course I have, but Bandai and Habu have both said do not stream past chapter 5, so I'm not streaming past chapter 5, so no big spoilers, I guess. And of course you can also chat with us on the Lost in Translation on Discord server, and if you enjoy the podcast you can leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any podcast catcher that lets you leave reviews. And you can also donate to the Patreon, which is linked in the description as well, and you can do so from as little as $1 a month. And that gets you access to the Patreon-only areas of the Discord server, but there are higher levels, more rewards such as unedited and early episodes and more. And thank you to our current supporters on Patreon, Stephen Reeves, who is Wildman64 on Archive of Our Own, Kadawashi, Chisai, who you can follow on Twitter at Chisai236, Neobu, who says you should follow Chisai on Twitter at Chisai236, Lismet, who is Lekmon on Tumblr, Nicholas, Emery from Gone Will Hunting, a Hunter Hunter Rewatch podcast, Magnus, Lucas, Jasmon05, Patrick, Jason, Grey Tanuki, Shelby, Digital Hazard, who is on Twitch at The Digital Hazard, Dedicated Gazi, Lemnist Michael, and Tropiamon, and our newest one, Vmon Tamer. You can also make a one-off donation on PayPal, which can be found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/Edgemon. You can also donate to me on my Ko-fi account, ko-fi.com/Airdra. So I've been May, and I've been playing Digimon Survive. Quinn, anything that you've been doing lately that's not Fire Emblem?
Some research for the first time in a minute. And
that's
I gotta
exciting.
start working on a video game for my job soon. So that should be fun.
That's cool. And Chloe, what have you been doing? Anything fun?
No longer being able to put up a veneer of not being a weeb and learning some Japanese.
But you're on a Digimon podcast. Of course you're a weeb.
I'm on a Digimon podcast, but I don't care about Digimon. That's the whole reason I'm here, isn't it?
No, you're here because we like you.
Well, that's one of the main reasons
it can
I'm
be
here.
two things.
Yeah. Get you a girl who can do both. Be enjoyable company and who doesn't care about Digimon, because Lord knows everyone needs someone in their life that doesn't care about Digimon.
But you've started to care about Digimon, I can tell.
Not really. I was talking with Quinn earlier about the 02 stuff, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I don't mind that they're making another movie. A lot of people seem pissed that they're making another movie, and I'm just like, yeah, okay,
you know
cool,
what?
go for
You're
it.
right, because you just said 02, and and for some reason, I thought you meant Unit 2. So I was just like,
it'd be a lot more
wait, why are we talking about
to talk about Unit 2 than
so absolutely. No, you're right. You don't care about Digimon, because when 02 came out of your mouth, my instincts were Unit 2, the one that Asuka pilots. Of course.
That does
sound
way more up Chloe's alley, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But so thanks for listening to this podcast, y'all. And of course, we will see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.